In this segment, Stephanie Miller and her guests discuss the lawlessness of Trump. Just how bad has it gotten, and how strong are the guardrails to uphold law and order? Here's Steph.
But it's not too late any longer, and we're going to start being smart, and we're going to start being very wealthy again. We're going to be wealthy as a country because they've taken so much of our wealth away from us. We're not going to let that happen. We truly can be very wealthy. We can be so much wealthier than any country. It's not even believable.
It is a good day for democracy. Any day that I can slap the cheese head off of Elon Musk is a good day. Knock that cheese wedge right off of him, you smug mug. $25 million with a match.
Yeah, I'd like to report some waste, fraud, and abuse, please, in Wisconsin. So, Malcolm, that was John Bolton we played.
Yes,
Russia has stated it cannot accept Trump's peace plan for Ukraine. We'll see in the coming hours how the Trump regime tries to frame this as Ukraine's fault. I mean, to Bolton's point, Trump does just repeat Russian propaganda, as you've told us a million times, but I saved a bunch of tweets for you. This one, Timothy says Putin's 3-day war. Remember when he said it would be 3 days? Is going so well. He's calling up another 160,000 troops, getting 3,000 more North Koreans as well. His navy's decimated. His armored forces are quickly disappearing. His air force is all but neutered. He has to use crappy drones from Iran because his country can't make enough of their own. And someone tried to blow him up. So, you know. He does not hold. What did Trump say to what do you call it, Zelensky? You don't have any cards. We hold all the cards. That's actually not the case, is it?
No, it's not the case, and that's because Bolton is absolutely right. Trump, Vance, that entire cabinet live in an alternate universe. Even that nut Tulsi Gabbard, who has access to every bit of intelligence from U.S. intelligence, Ukrainian intelligence, some instances Russian intelligence itself that is being sold or intercepted by us. They don't believe any of it. They don't believe a word of it. They believe whatever they think is happening. And what they think is happening is being put into their heads by Vladimir Putin. And Witkoff, who is just, these people are all idiots from the real estate world, where they think that if you drive a flashy car and you can sell, a place at an incredible profit, then that makes you smart.
Yeah.
And in this world, Putin, as a former KGB manipulator, a human intelligence officer, he's just laughing in his teeth like these people aren't even a challenge. He had better challenges from West German 17-year-old kids crossing to the east. These people believe whatever they are told to believe because, remember, the objective here is billions upon billions upon billions of untapped Russian oligarch money.
Yeah. Well, saved another one for you. Per Anka News Service, thousands of Russians are leaving the country in mass exodus. The economy is tanked. Companies are closing. The people do not support the war with Ukraine. Russian soldiers are fighting with old equipment, lack of food, non-existent medical supplies. They're deserting or surrendering. Putin is desperately trying to contain the issue, but it's become too massive to control. He's losing on all fronts. I mean, any day that's a bad day for Trump, Musk, and Putin, it's a good day for the world, right?
Well, only in the sense that we have gotten some breaks on this out of control machine, elephant, so to speak, that's happening. I mean, those Florida districts lost 20 points.
Yeah.
We didn't win them, but let me tell you, if that trend, I believe, was it Bob Cheska was on earlier?
Yeah.
If that trend continues, that means every marginal district in America that was 20-point loss or win, we're going to win that.
Yeah.
If there's a 2026 election, and we cannot rely on that. The only thing we can rely on is our own people power to drive Trump, Musk, Vance, and Putin absolutely crazy.
Well, you retweeted multiple polling places across Milwaukee now running low or run out of ballots as turnout is at record levels. That's what we got to keep up. You retweeted Florida fought tough races, closed the gap in red districts by 20 points. Let's keep up that momentum. This Saturday, 4 or 5, we all need to show up at peaceful protest, show the fascists in the world we will not comply. Everything yesterday from town halls to Cory Booker, right? You retweeted Be Booker Strong. It's just got people, I think, I think what Cory Booker did, he gave people hope, right? Like that's
Yeah.
one of the things we need, and to know that elections still matter. I mean, like I was saying, for those of us that have some, concerns about swing states and voting in 2024, at least we go, wow, they spent $25 million in Wisconsin, they still lost, right?
Right, and done it in such a way that they couldn't cheat, right? The margins weren't that close. I mean, the thing about Cory Booker, let me touch back on this, is that it's not just that he gave hope, is that he used as a leader in the opposition. Booker is not the resistance. We are the resistance. He is the opposition. He is an elected official who has to use the processes. But I'll tell you something. He was already into hour 18 before I heard anywhere in the media that he was even speaking.
Yeah.
And that he was in a filibuster. And I'm sorry, I watched that thing right to the last minute. The word filibuster was not used.
Yeah.
Cory Booker was giving an exceptionally long speech. Well, recall how we had the giant debate about filibusters. Should we keep them? Should we not? And how you had to actually use them. We did it, and the news media, which I was a part of for 7 years, really ignored it until the last few minutes. And it's like Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
Yeah.
Till he's on the verge of passing out and gets the letters from the Boy Scouts, and the guy shoots himself. No one paid attention. It was all a show.
But Malcolm, one of the things that's worked against us, I think is working for us now, is social media. We were talking about how many views it got on TikTok, and so look at that and look at what happened in Wisconsin. You're right. We're sort of overcoming the media. He spent how many millions of dollars on ads and media in Wisconsin, and people in Wisconsin roundly said F you and your money.
Right.
So and then, by the way, today, you retweeted Tristan Snell said, Trump is raising your taxes 25%, raising your cost of living by 25% or more, unless he cuts some other quote unquote deal to delay it a month at the last minute, like some cheap publicity stunt for TV ratings. I mean, this is what's happening. The world has called his bluff. I think that's what he thinks, is he wants people to call and grovel and make a deal and,
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, you mentioned early on that, he was calling it that fake analogy, Liberation Day. It's not. From this moment on, every one of you will say, this is Trump tax day, 25%. You have to also play this game in order to defeat their meta-narratives, which is something I teach you at least once a month. Meta-narrative is the big frame around the story. Right. If you use their words, we lose. You have to use Stephanie's words.
Thank you.
Or you have to use Bob's words and go out there and speak about this properly. He will back down. Those tariffs were on virtually every country in the world. The entire European Union, right? I mean, from wines in Italy to cheese from Denmark, or actually, don't forget, Ozempic comes from Denmark, right? So a lot of people are going to be very upset about this. But all of those things are going to go up 25% for the American paying public.